Can CBD help my chronic pain? CBD make me skinny? Can CBD help my arthritis, my indigestion, with cancer, my skin problems, autism, epilepsy, help boost my energy? Can CBD help me finally get a good night's sleep?
Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about these three letters, CBD, otherwise known as cannabidiol. This natural herb boom, it came onto the market in 2018 as the hottest health craze in the country. And now it's on its way to becoming a billion-dollar industry. Now, as a doctor, I'm getting more and more questions about it every day. So we're launching a season-long series all about CBD to get you the answers that you're too afraid to ask. Now, last year, we investigated, right? We started off looking at what CBD is doing. And right here on the stage, we shared with you the latest info, and we'll continue to do that as the industry grows. So what's the true story behind CBD? And does it live up to its claims to relieve chronic pain and anxiety? Here today, helping us break down all you need to know about CBD is CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, always on the cutting edge. You started this movement, you personally, by starting all the medical community revisiting our thoughts about marijuana, medical marijuana in particular. But this is CBD. It's a little different. What catalyzed your investigation?
We believe that CBD can definitely be a medicine. We've seen it. We've seen how it can help people when they did not have many options in the past. What we're seeing now is something that's gone in a different direction. Now you're seeing what is called the CBD craze, and I use that word very deliberately. It's everywhere.
Help everyone understand the difference between CBD and marijuana.
So marijuana is a plant, hemp is a plant. Both these plants have lots of ingredients, including CBD. Cannabis has CBD and a fair amount of THC. Hemp has almost all CBD and just a very small amount of THC. So CBD is just a molecule, a component of the plant, either marijuana or hemp.
And we've talked about medical marijuana on the show. I think most of the audience understands that. This is not medical marijuana, folks. The THC is the part that gets you high, has some medical benefits as well, theoretically. We talk about CBD, wherever it comes from. So let's walk everyone through what CBD does and what the benefits might be, but what are the risks also. Sure. So first off, the thing that's cool about CBD, a lot of the herbs, is these can affect the body in every place, right? It can affect your intestines, your spine, and your brain, right? And because it can affect many of our organs, because their receptors, our body's used to seeing it in different forms, it can treat insomnia and anxiety, right? And it can also treat pain and seizures, right? Different spectrums of the body's ailments can be addressed. So with so much happening in the body, how do you know if CBD is safe?
Well, it's interesting as well, because finding out the safety is hard. We know that if you are taking CBD, if it's truly CBD, the side effects are really low. The concern is, are you really getting CBD? And that's a hard question to answer in today's environment.
So far, most states have permitted CBD use because it seems to be safe. So it's sold all over the place. And I think that's part of the risk here, because people think it's safe, so they begin to put it everywhere, and there's various forms you can get it in. It prompts the questions we're hearing, but it also makes me concerned that there might be fraud going out there. So let's walk through what's being served with CBD. Start with the foods.
I mean, they're infusing CBD into just about everything, as you can see here. Chocolate's a big one, the gummies, drinks. And I should point out, as you look at this table, I don't think probably in your entire career you've seen a medical product have that sort of trajectory of growth.
Not even close, but yet it attracts charlatans, right? These topical creams, toothpaste, maybe they work, maybe they don't, but it's very hard to tell.
It's interesting, I spent a lot of time looking at these products, and if you look at the medical, the FDA-approved CBD products, you're starting to talk about hundreds of milligrams that you're taking in a single dose to get a benefit. With these products, I mean, you put some of the cream on, you're probably not even getting a milligram, or maybe just a milligram worth. So just from a dose standpoint, are you even getting enough for it to have some sort of effect in the body? Probably not.
Look at these CBD liquid bottles, right? They're often sold in this form. They can range from $8 to $150, depending on the quality and how concentrated the CBD is. What I was stunned, and I made a fair number of phone calls before this segment, is you're gonna have to spend real money to get enough to get benefit. And they're all unregulated, right? So the FDA has only approved one CBD product.
One medicine, it's for a very rare type of seizures, Dravet syndrome. There may be no proof that it is safe. There may be no proof that it's even what they say it is.
But the CBD itself, if it's really CBD, do you think that's safe?
I do. I really do. It doesn't, it's not psychoactive. It's the contaminated products or stuff that's not CBD at all that really seems to be the problem here. I've seen CBD, I've seen it work as a medicine, I've seen it work without side effects. Unfortunately, that's not what the public is seeing right now because the market has just become so flooded with all these different products out there.
What about the issue of emotional addiction? Are you worried that a generation will think they have to be on CBDs to deal with their anxiety, their insomnia?
This is the issue I think about the most. And I think as a physician, but also as a parent, on one hand, I think we are way over-medicated as a society as it is in the United States. I mean, we take so much of the world's opioids, so much of the world's anti-anxiety and antidepressants. That's a problem. On the other hand, you have a substance here, CBD, which may not have as many side effects as those other medications, can be a lot cheaper and can make people feel better. I do worry about the emotional reliance on it. What I think is interesting is that ultimately what we may find is that a lot of the benefit, 40 to 50% of the benefit of CBD when it comes to anxiety and things like that, could just be totally placebo.
All right, so last year our investigation revealed that some CBD products being sold did not even have CBD in them. You've shown that some products have things you don't want in them that are labeled as CBD. And a study found that more than 2/3 of CBD products in our work were not truthful in their labeling. So if people are going to buy this, if they truly want to get involved and they want to avoid being scammed, how do they do it?
And let me just punctuate what you said. They looked at this big study, 80-some products. They found 75% of them either didn't have CBD at all, had stuff, these synthetics that were mixed in, or sometimes very dangerous things like what happened to Jay. There's something known as a certificate of analysis, COA. And if you're thinking about CBD, also remember COA. What that is an independent laboratory inspection of the product. What is this product? What does it have in it? Every store should have this. If they don't have it, you should probably just put the money back in your pocket and walk out.
To add to that, I have one other concern I want to share with everybody. The amount of CBD you're all taking worries me. Some studies have found that an adequate dosage of CBD can vary tremendously depending on the ailment. We don't know the exact dosage. No one does. We don't know what's going to be needed for anxiety or insomnia. And I've spoken to the biggest manufacturers in the country. And you know what they're saying? Please regulate us. Please, government, come. This is the industry. Yeah. Come in and tell us what the rules are, because we're trying to do it the right way, and we're surrounded by 3/4 of the bozos out there who are just trying to take people's money, and they're destroying the real value of what we're trying to give to the American public.
Yes, the responsible people, they welcome the regulation. There are perfectly good products out there. I don't want to give people the impression that they're all bad. There are perfectly good products out there. Unfortunately, you as a consumer don't know. You lump it in with the bad product over here. Unfortunately, we get on the news and we talk about these terrible stories, and you think, well, I'm just going to avoid CBD altogether. Understandably, regulation would change that.
All right, bottom line, if you know you've got a reputable person giving you CBD, should they be using it?
I don't advocate people taking things unnecessarily, but if there's a legitimate medical issue and you're being prescribed this, and there is an FDA-approved drug already out there, I think it's fine. The FDA has shown that this can be a medicine. I believe, I know you have for some time, it can be a medicine. It can work when nothing else has. But our jobs make it safe. Is that not a simple enough thing to ask, that if you're buying something, that it's not going to potentially kill you? I mean, that is something that you in this program, I think, will advocate for.
We can do better. So because I know many of you out there are going to try CBD, right? Here's my guidelines on how to protect yourself. Everyone, take your phones out right now. I'm going to put an image on the screen for all of you to stop, snap, and share it with someone who you may think is considering CBD. First off, make sure you get that certificate of analysis that Sanjay mentioned, right? The COA. Number 2, pay attention to the dosage. Right? Don't get some tiny little dose that's not going to make a difference. You'll think it doesn't work, and it could have worked at the right dose. Number 3, be cautious of big health claims. If they're going to cure cancer, listen, guys, if there was a cure for cancer, they wouldn't be selling it in a little store. Everyone would be using it. Right? And number 4, understand that you are an experiment when you do this. So you got to ask yourself, did it really work for you? If you really think it did, okay, but challenge yourself to make sure that it really is having an impact so you're not wasting your money. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new.